Welcome to Uncopyable Women in Business. I'm Kay Miller, also known as Muffler Mama. I've been the #1 salesperson in a male-dominated industry, a successful entrepreneur for over 30 years, and now my mission is to help you build a business and brand nobody else can compete with. If you're ready to break out of the pack and create your own uncopyable advantage, stay tuned. My guests and I are here to help. My guest today is the fascinating Coreen Cordova. She's the founder and creative force behind Coreen Cordova Jewelry. After a long career in the beauty world, she reinvented herself. She studied silversmithing in Mexico and built a handcrafted line of one-of-a-kind jewelry that reflects her multicultural background. Each piece is designed to be unique, beautiful, and an opportunity for self-expression. Coreen, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We had a little bumpy road on the way to this interview, and it was all me because I kept screwing things up, and Coreen has been so kind to still show up on the podcast. So welcome. I'm so happy to be here. And just to describe a little bit about your jewelry line as I see it, we were just talking about it. It's one of a kind, it's handcrafted, and it's based on your heritage growing up in Mexico. And the colors, the brilliant designs, and also the flexibility, and how the phrase I used before that each person who wears the jewelry can be a design partner. So can you tell us any more about any of or all of those things?
So, I wanted to recreate almost the charm bracelet of the 50s. You know how little girls would get their charms? And I ended up with 5 bracelets with 100 charms. I mean, I have 500 charms because I was like everywhere I went. I mean, I'd go to the store and I'd buy a charm just because I went to the store. So I was a big charm collector, and I sort of want to reinvent, which means I can make a necklace, which I do. You know, I design a full necklace, but I designed hundreds and thousands of little charms that I put silver around with a little hook. So you could buy a Buddha, you could buy a cross, you could buy the evil eye, you could buy all of these different charms and create your own charm necklace. So I'm not the boss of you. You're the boss of you. And if you want to wear an evil eye because, you want to get rid of any negative energy, then that's what you put on your and then you can buy another one and another one. And pretty soon you have this necklace that is who you are. It speaks to the world. This is who I am. So that was the concept, bringing back that collectible thing. Also, that helps with making money because we used to call it, what do we used to call it? Is something on, crack on a chain.
I love it, crack on a chain.
And then you'd start
addicting then is what I'm guessing it is.
Right. So they get addicted and they got like 20 charms on there. But the whole thing is their story. So one can buy a necklace that I've designed that probably has a lot of different influences in it, or it has a particular subject matter like Guadalupe or Frida or Buddha or whatever. I do that. But I also have thousands of charms where people can pick what applies to them and what they want to wear on their neck. So that's how it started, and that's where it stays today. That's where it is today.
If you're listening and not watching, you have to go to CoreenCordova.com. That's Coreen's website. And I'll put that in the show links because it's actually COREEN and then Cordova.com. So I loved looking at everything from your house that you show, that how your rooms are designed, just so packed with color and life and vibrant feel. So I love it. And your jewelry is breathtaking. So be sure to check that out. And you at the end, let's talk about your new line that's coming out. But I should step back and say you were referred to me by Patricia Fripp. And Fripp is so great.
45 years.
What's that?
45 years we've known each other.
45 years?
Yes, we knew each other as children. No, No, she's been in my life forever. She's like one of my best friends and the list of friends. And you know her, so you know
Oh,
she's
I do.
best friend.
Yes. You asked me, what would be a few examples of people with great personal brands. And of course, I picked you as one, and I had to pick Fripp as my second because she has, she's a great speaker, but she also has that English accent. She wears hats. She's just has a way of speaking. She's just got personality plus. She's a really interesting person. So what a blessing. But you started out as a hairdresser. That must be where you met her because that's where she started. So how did that all happen?
Out as a makeup artist.
Oh, sorry, makeup artist. She was a hairdresser. You were a makeup artist.
That part of the beauty business. She was hair and I was face. And I
Just clicked, huh?
that I was in that for 35 years in the beauty business. And it's not that I got tired of it, but I got tired of it. And I was done with it. I had gone from the top to the bottom to the middle to the end. And I went, oh, I want to do something else. And I was in my almost my mid 50s when I made that choice to get out of that. But I had done so much within that industry, not just beauty, but lots of other things dealing with how you address yourself. And so I went to Mexico to take a year break, and I took a class in silversmith, and I loved it. And so that's how I got into that. But I loved my first career too. I adored it. It's the delight of my life.
Well, one thing we were talking about before we started recording is how aging has changed. That, we used to think 40 was old. I've heard that the example, what old is 10 years older than whatever you are. But it's laughable to think that we thought we were old at 40, and now you're living the dream, because I think there are multiple chapters we could live in our lives now because of so many more opportunities, health-wise. I still remember my mom going to the beauty parlor and they'd set her hair or give her a perm, and she'd go, "Oh my God, I've got that old lady helmet hairdo," which makes you look old. So, we both have cool orange stuff on, and you have some beautiful jewelry. Beautiful jewelry. So you met Fripp, and then I think that's fascinating that you were 50, which again, to us is not very old. By the way, I have some neighbors that are 83. I hang out with them, and they always say, "You look so young. You look 40." And I say, you know who doesn't say I look 40? Someone who's 40.
Well, I enjoy people saying, "Oh, you look much younger than your age." But the thing is that one day it does catch up. I mean, you can't be young forever. It's just, it doesn't make sense in nature. Nobody stays young forever. So I keep saying yes. And then I'm like, I have my fingers crossed behind my back going, I wonder that day I'm going to wake up and go, uh-oh, it hit me right in the face. There it is. There's old age staring back at me. But you know what? I mean, I got away with it for a long time. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
I agree. And we have women like Helen Mirren, Judi Dench, who have not changed their face, and I love their faces.
Yeah.
Oh, you said look good for your age. I was laughing. I think of that song, Joe Cocker, "You Are So Beautiful to Me." Why do you have to add "to me" to say you're beautiful? That's like, you look good for your age.
Scratch that out.
So, I think that's great. And starting a business, that's also what I want to talk to, because listeners are thinking, I'm tapped out in my first career. What's my next chapter? Starting a business based on your passion is a dream, and you accomplished that and then some. So what advice can you give us, or based on your experience, what you did, how you found, as I said, your moose? And I'll stop talking, but I want you to explain that from your perspective.
I've always followed my heart and my dreams and my passion. So I can't work any other way. I'm not in it just for the money. Money is important because it supports us. And so money is important. But if I'm not doing something that I love all the time, I'm miserable. And I
Mhm.
refuse to live my life that way. One time I had gone into the beauty business and I have a master's degree. And so I have this big degree and I'm working at Carson Perry Scott on State and Madison in Chicago. And I'm asking my father, who spent a lot of money on my education, I'm saying to him, are you disappointed in me because I'm not following the career that I spent the last 6 years following or wanting to have?
Preparing,
And he
for.
looked at me and he said, are you happy? I said, he says, all that matters. If you promise me that you will be happy, I don't care what you do. Well, maybe I do care what
Yeah, something.
things.
Exactly.
But basically, if you are happy, that's all I can ask for. So what a dream of a father to say that to his child. Are you?
I have to say that is such a gift. And yes, I've heard great stories of that happening. And then I loved my dad. He's gone, but I got a business degree and that was heavily influenced by him. He paid half my college because he said, you need to do something that you can get a job right away. And a business degree is going to be the best. And I'm being a good girl. I did that, but I don't have a passion like you have. So I'm at a disadvantage there, but humor, and I'm not good enough to be stand-up. So it's worked out fine, but I think you're lucky. My daughter's super passionate about golf. And I think you're blessed to have that kind of passion. And God bless your dad for saying that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you would have rebelled against it if he didn't, but how much nicer that he was behind you.
We're creative and artistic. So when they bore this child who was crazy, artistic and colorful and wild, they were like, well, let's get behind her. Let's let her have her life. And they, I wouldn't say protected me. They let me live my life the way I wanted to and supported it. I was heavily dyslexic. And in those days, they didn't know. They just thought I was stupid. I couldn't spell. I couldn't count. I couldn't do times tables. I thought I was stupid. But when I went home, my parents said, but look what you can do. You can match every color in the rainbow. You can draw pictures of anything. You look at how you decorated your room. Look at how you decorate your body with your clothes. You are so creative. You're the most creative little girl we know in the world. And all of a sudden I was like, okay, so I'm stupid in math and I'm not good at spelling, but you know what? Well, I'm really creative. And that's the gift they gave me. I didn't learn till I was an adult why I messed up in those school things. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I was voted in my senior year in high school, most popular, funniest, most likely to succeed. And here I was, I couldn't do my times tables.
So yeah, don't be alarmed. That's funny. And your humor, I just have to throw this in because I did make those mistakes. And when I emailed you apologizing, you said, you were so funny. You made fun of yourself. You're like, oh my God, I'm sure you think I'm total ditz. And you said, I don't know if I would have stuck through this without the humor. And we agreed, humor is huge. Yeah. But your parents, oh my gosh, that is just a dream come true. Do you have siblings?
I have a brother who's passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was more kind of straight-laced businessman. He was very successful in his life and went to the business route. And he was brilliant. He had one of those photographic memory. I mean, he was brilliant. And I was the artsy girl. One thing you had prepared me for to say, what did you want to be when you were little? And the first thing when I popped out was, I want to be an actress. I want to be a drama queen. I want to be funny and I want to be drama. I want to sing. I want to dance and I want to act. From 2 until today, until this day, if somebody were to say, we're looking for an older woman to play a part on Broadway, I would run so fast, I can't tell you, and I'd try out. Yeah, because it's still in me. That's still inside of me. But I chose other things because it's hard to be an actress unless you're Meryl Streep to make money. And also, I wanted to make money. I didn't want to be ever. Did I? No, that was.
You didn't want to be poor. You said you kind of cut out there.
Yes, I did not want to be poor. And so I wanted to have careers where I could make money. That's but creative, because it still had to be creative. The only time not the only time, that's a lie. I've had many challenges. I mean, if you own your own business or if you're in business, you are challenged. Nobody slides through life. Oh, yeah. It's a little more jaggedy than what you just went like this.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Yeah. And people always say, I wish I had my own business. Yeah, there's more to it than you might think.
it's not as easy as you think, but so rewarding, ups and downs. When I was in the beauty business and when I first started, didn't have any clients. Well, of course, I'm brand new. And it was also a new concept to teach women how to put makeup on their face because everybody knows how to do it. Not really. So I was going to teach them, but that was a new concept back in the 70s. So I wasn't making money for like a year and a half. And I was like, oh God, I need a boyfriend. Not really.
Like the MRS degree in college.
so support. So I sat one day and I was crying. I have to say, I've cried a lot. And it's okay. I think crying is very healthy.
I'm a crier. So yeah, there you go. Don't worry about it. I'm a crier.
Comes with your territory. But I sat in a big chair. I remember where I was sitting. The sun was behind me. I was in a big chair and I was sobbing because I had no money. And I was thinking, well, how can I make money? Who has money already? And I thought to myself, who has the money that I can not borrow, but I can use them as a mentor or somebody to help me in my business? And at that time it was plastic surgeons. Mm-hmm. They were respected. A lot of women went to them and women were coming to me saying, where should I get my nose done? How should I get a chin implant? Should I get the bags under my eyes, removed? And I started giving out names of doctors because I was seeing everybody's work, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Plastic surgeon, who was the best nose, who was the best eyelids, who was the best chin. Okay, so I would give them that. And then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to call the doctors and tell them I'd like to work with them. And they all ignored me. Now, wait. They ignored me. And I went, I crossed my arms across my chest and I said, just give me a year and you will beg for me. So what I did for a year is I kept track. I had over 75 women actually have plastic surgery done within like about 6 different plastic surgeons. And I kept track of how much money doctors were getting for what I sent them. So when I called them a year later and say, this is Coreen Cordova. Hi, I would love to meet with you. Tomorrow? Is tomorrow too slow, too fast? Can you come tomorrow? I'll go, yes. And I went in and I said, so-and-so, here's the list of women that you have done because I sent them to you. I can be very beneficial to you and you can be beneficial to me because you're going to give me credibility that I don't have right now. And one of those doctors had me get involved with the burn center, Botham Burn Center in San Francisco. And I started working with burn patients, which is a difficult thing. But what happened is it gave me a presence that I couldn't have created on my own. So I learned how to work with doctors and learned how to work with burn patients. And a woman who was a director for a TV show called People Are Talking. Did they have that in Seattle? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Is it Look Who's Talking?
No, People Are Talking.
Okay, no, I remember Look Who's Talking, but
it was a man and a woman always. And they whoever was in town selling a book, a movie, whatever. And one of their directors heard about this woman who did burn patients. And she came and interviewed me and had me do her makeup and talk to her. She said, you know what? We want you on TV. We want you to start doing television. I said, really? Oh, I'm perfect because I'm a frustrated actress. So it's great. And because I was working with burn patients, which is not what I ended up doing on TV at all. I was just doing, every week I was on and did a whole big beauty section.
But it was a network station by then, wasn't it?
NBC, yes. So that's how I got, my business just took off. I was booked for months and months and months because I was on TV all the time. So I'm so glad I cried. I'm so glad I was frustrated. I'm so glad that everybody ignored me because it turned into this magnificent career that I had in the beauty business. Magnificent. So I don't, whatever tears even now, if I get sad or I cry or I'm scared, I go, okay, let's look at this. How is this going to motivate you to change, to do something different? What do you want to change? Well, I didn't know I had to change anything. You're sad. So yeah, you need to change something. So let's figure it out. And I learned that 40 years ago, and that's still how I gauge when things need to change, or I need to bump it up or take it down, whatever. So it's these things that happen that seem bad, negative, they are gifts. They are gifts for you to go deeper into yourself, into your career, and look for what's missing or how you can make it better. Not I'm giving up. Oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. No, dig deeper.
Well, I have a career for you next, a motivational speaker. And because we always hear about, you don't learn from success, you learn from failure. And you're demonstrating that. And, I agree. A good cry, it cleanses you. It's like, now we can move on. But you have a story that proves that, yes, you might not be where you are if you didn't have that kind of a personality. I want to unpack, as they say, a couple other things. You network. Talk about network. Patricia, who one of your best friends, she sent me more guests for my show than anyone else.
Oh, I am
hands down.
Yes.
So she's a networker. You did some strategic networking. You were networking, but you had what a brilliant purpose to say, okay, I'll show you. In 1 year, you're the one who's going to want to be connected with me. And you did it. You did it. And you became so valuable. And that is always, if you can be valuable to someone, then they'll pay you. They'll listen to you. They'll follow your guidance, whatever. So interesting.
Word of mouth to me is the best advertising, but it takes so long to be successful with word of mouth because it takes forever, right? So
kind of like LinkedIn.
Yeah. Definitely.
You do it right way.
Yeah.
But so I want to, so the time is going quickly. I want to keep close to 30 minutes anyway. So I would like to talk about really the logistics side, probably that dyslexic side, or how you got all through that to actually build a business. Like you said, you had a product, you wanted to make money. How do you just start that? That's what we're wondering as we're listening to you, So
you want me to talk about
no, I'm sorry. Let's jump ahead to the jewelry.
Okay. Because I'd already started a business at one time, I sort of knew that I'm going to be walking uphill. Because who knows Coreen Cordova? There's over 1 million jewelry designers in the United States. How am I going to show up? How am I going to be different? And so that's another good cry, and to sit down in a chair. Like, okay, how am I going to show up with this? And I'm actually wondering how I did, because I'm sort of bold and I wear my jewelry and networking. You brought that up. Networking is so important. Also, I would wear my jewelry, big jewelry, to the grocery store and to get my pills at Walgreens. And I would wear my jewelry everywhere. And networking is so important. Being involved in other businesses. By the way, going back, in the 80s, 80% of the women starting businesses in San Francisco failed. 80%. And this was the early 80s. And that ticked me off because I had started my business and there was good times and struggles. So I and Patricia was involved, and there were other people involved in starting PWN, Professional Women's Network. And we got together. The reason we were not succeeding is because women weren't supporting women. They were supporting men's businesses because they thought the man knew better. Well, maybe not. So we started this organization so that we could support each other. If you're a dentist, if you do shipping, I was doing makeup, we would support each other. That's how we stayed in business. That's how we started becoming popular. Same when I moved here to Santa Fe, I became a board member of the Folk Art Museum. I started feeding hungry people, poor people, homeless people. I would go to free event. Yeah, by the way, you don't need to spend money. You can do volunteer something you really like and wear your jewelry, wear your scarves, fix your hair, whatever, but show up and make friends and go.
And I do want to point out that your jewelry is so eye-catching. It's bold, it's big. It's not like you're wearing a gold chain or something. This is, I'm sure, noticeable. Yeah, you're your own mannequin or womanikin.
Well, it does slap you in the face. And some people will say, oh, that I can't do that. And my answer is, oh, you can, because you can have a chain and one charm. You don't have to decorate your entire chest. You can just put a chain with one charm and start that way. And then as you get bolder and more confident, you add more charms. Being around other people, and because women are my business, right? And I do cater, of course, my jewelry to women. I joined women's organizations. I went out to lunch a lot, always made sure I had something fabulous on. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, people would come over to my table. Where did you get that necklace? Oh, here's my card. Yeah, you have to show up. You can't start a business and stay at home. Especially if it's a visual kind of business, you need to go out and you need to shake people up. Yeah. And as we discussed about humor for me, yes, my jewelry, I love my jewelry, but the humor is actually what really brings them in, because you can laugh about yourself. You can make fun. Yeah, this is so big. This is a cocktail necklace because I can only wear it for an hour. I do have necklaces that you can wear all day. And I would make fun of my jewelry and make it fun and make it like curious. And so people weren't like, I wasn't so serious. Oh, you have to, if you don't have this, you don't have a life. No, it was like, yeah, this is too heavy. I take 2 aspirin and then have to wear this.
Oh, so something popped into my mind because my daughter, I told you, is 33. So she was part of that tattoo generation that's still, I think, going on forever. And the first time I saw just a lovely young woman, she was working at Urban Outfitters and she had a whole chest tattoo and up her neck. And I just thought, your poor mother. So you can get that bold, creative style that you don't have to get a tattoo.
You can take it off. You can take it off at night.
Yeah. So I think that's great. Yes, you listen, this is such a visual thing. So I will put this on YouTube, but most people listen to it. So I will put this on, but I don't have any visuals other than what you've shown us right here. You've got to go check out this jewelry. It's like nothing I've ever seen. So before we go, you have a new line coming, and everything you've shared has been so helpful, so specific. I do talk a lot about mindset. My guests do mindset on the show, but you've got Mindset Plus. So I love that. Tell us about your new jewelry line for 2026.
Okay, so I'm going to say it's not my new jewelry line. It is a collaboration.
Okay.
Because I feel that's where we're going as people. We need to collaborate for us to find peace. If we all stay in our caves, we're going to be divided and we'll never get together. I wanted to create a line that, and because I live in the Southwest, we have Native Americans who are so creative. They make the most incredible jewelry I have ever seen. And I never wanted to step into that lane because I am not Native American. So I didn't want to, to copy them or to make things that look like theirs. No. But then I thought, but I'm into collaborating and I'm going to go to the Pueblos and start meeting Native Americans and looking at their work and seeing if we can collaborate together and make jewelry as a team. Sort of my ideas, their ability, their craft, how they make things. And that's what I'm doing. It's already fabulous. It's not out yet. It won't be out till spring. And so don't look for it. It's not out because it takes a while because I have like 9 Native Americans in with this. And I want to change the bolo tie for women to wear bolo ties. And I'm talking 2 and 3 bolo ties at once, not just one. And so anyway, I had a meeting at the Santo Domingo Pueblo yesterday. And we've come up with some ideas that are they've never been seen before. And I'm going to just say one word. Cowboy. Okay? I'm just going to say cowboy. You know, the Indians and the cowboys not never, but didn't get along for a time.
Oh, yeah. My brother had the cowboys and Indians.
Yes, exactly. So I want to make, yes, cowboys, Western. And
I love that. I told you that Kelly's godparents are in Albuquerque, so the Southwest, and then we've been to Santa Fe a few times. And it's just, there's a different feel there if you've never been. Don't everybody go.
Please don't. No, we love tourists. We do.
Yeah, because, there are tables and tables of, artists selling things in the square, and it's just very cool. And so Coreen, I'm going to close this out. It's been fascinating. I just feel blessed that this worked out for us so well. Go to CoreenCordova.com and get your mind blown. Get your credit card out because you're going to need to buy some things. And I don't know where else. I think I looked up and it seemed like there was a place in Seattle that carries it. Would that be correct?
Not anymore.
Oh,
yes. Everybody knows this that's listening. That thing that we had, that COVID thing.
Right. What? I kind of forgot about it.
You remember?
Yeah. Kind of, faintly, yeah.
It took a bite out of so many businesses. And I lost a huge amount of business because stores closed or they didn't want to buy anymore because they didn't know how many customers would come or not come. So everybody was walking on eggshells. So I was in Seattle and Oregon and all of California and Arizona, and 90% of the stores closed or they wanted to do consignment. Consignment can kill a business.
Mm-hmm. Have to take stuff back is basically it, right? If they don't sell it?
Decorate the store.
Okay.
And if they sell it, that's fine. But if they don't sell it, the store looks good. Well, I don't want to be a store decorator. I want to be a jewelry seller. So that was hard. So I had to rebuild my business after COVID. So I'm not in as many stores, but I am online. But people, it's more fun actually if you can to see it in person.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like crazy bold.
Yeah, I can imagine. The pictures are pretty darn good on the website, so thank goodness for the internet. But I can only imagine until I visit you and see it in person.
Yes, you have to.
So it's been wonderful. So I just want to say to you, Coreen, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you. I enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Uncopyable Women in Business. If you enjoyed it, please follow, rate, and review the show. And be sure to visit beuncopyable.com/K. Always remember, be uncopyable.